Thanks for joining me for some division using partial quotients, and our format that we're going to use is the area model. And you might think this looks familiar because we've used an area model for multiplying. So today we're going to divide 856 into four groups. 856 is our dividend and 4 is our divisor. So I'm going to put my 4 on the left side of my area model and my dividend on the inside. And right now my goal is to start pulling out groups of 4 out of my 856. So I really like to estimate here, and whenever I estimate I use friendly numbers. So I listed some friendly numbers that I always start with when I start to pull groups out of a dividend. And so how many times can I pull 4 out of 800? Well, if I start looking at my tens and I think, well, 4 times 10, will that get me close to 800? No, not even close. 4 times 10 is only 40. So I'm going to forget the tens and I'm going to go right to the bigger numbers and look into the hundreds because our dividend is in the hundreds. Well, 4 times 100 is only 400. Not big enough, not close enough. What about 4 times 200? Well, what is 4 times 200? Well, I know that 4 times 2 is 8. And then I add my 2 zeros. So 4 times 200 is 800. So now I said that 4 times 200 is 800. So I want to put my 200 up here, because that's going to be part of my quotient, my answer. My answer is going to be all up here. So I said, just like an area model, 200 times 4. So they come together in this box. 200 times 4 is 800. And now I'm going to subtract it out of there, and that leaves me 56. Okay? So now I'm going to move on to that part. I've got 56 left over. And I want to keep pulling groups of 4 out of 56. Well, I start to look again at my friendly numbers. I'm thinking, 4 times what gets me really close to 56? Because whatever that is, then I'm going to pull it out of there and see what I have left over and keep pulling groups of 4. Well, let's start with my friendly number 10. 4 times 10 is 40. That's pretty good. Let's look at 20 now. 4 times 20 is 80. 80 is too much. So let's go back to my 10. 4 times 10. So let's put my 10 up here. 4 times 10. Here's my area model. 10 times 4 is 40. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull that out and see what I have left over. Well, I have 16 left over. So that is good because I'm thinking ahead and I'm thinking that I'm going to be able to make this work out evenly with no leftover. So I've got 16. And I want to keep thinking about friendly numbers to divide into 16 with my 4. 4 times what gets me close to 16? Well, if I start with my friendly number 10, it's already too much because 4 times 10 is 40. But I'm looking at that 16 and I know that 4 is actually a factor of 16, isn't it? 4 times 4 is 16. And so I'm going to go ahead and try that. 4 times 4 is 16. I'm going to put my 16 right below because that's what I had left over. And now I'm going to keep pulling my 4s out of there. And I have nothing left over. So 856 divided into 4 groups is 4 groups of 200, 4 groups of 10, and 4 groups of 4. And so if I add up all those parts, I have 214. So 856 divided by 4 is 214. And that is how you use the area model to do partial quotients when I'm dividing a 3-digit dividend by a 1-digit divisor. Thanks for joining me.